Some of the most iconic fragrances that have ever been released, some of the most beloved fragrances have been released by Gucci. Why do they keep discontinuing them?
I finally found what I'm missing, and now you got all my attention. Driving me wild, got me wishing that you were all mine. You're irresistible, so refreshing. You're irresistible, tell the essence. I can feel your energy all over me. Close my eyes and I breathe in. You're irresistible.
Welcome back to Carolina Fragrance Reviews. I'm your host, Cam. Make sure that you're subscribed, activate that notifications bell, and follow us on Instagram at cam.byrd. Unless you've been in the fragrance game for a while, Gucci is not really like a name that comes, to the forefront of your mind when you're thinking about like really hard-hitting stellar releases. Some of the fragrances that may come to mind nowadays are like the Gucci Guilty line, or the absolute flop of a fragrance, Memoirs of Dune Odor, or Dun Odor, is basically how I looked at it. It was a horrible release. It was supposed to be like an all-inclusive, gender-neutral, a fragrance for everybody type fragrance that I actually went and smelled at my local Macy's, and I was like, you have got to be kidding. So, my question is, Gucci, why? Why? They have some of the most iconic fragrances, most sought after fragrances, and today's fragrance is no different. I'm talking about Gucci Pour Homme 2. I actually picked this puppy up when it came out in 2007, and it was my signature scent. I liked it because it was clean, it was versatile, it had a little bit of character. I didn't even know anything about whether it had violet leaf or green tea or any of that stuff. I just knew that it smelled good, and I know a lot of you are the same way. So I wore this, I wore it out, and then once I got rid of it, of course I had moved on to other fragrances. And back in 2011, when I was working as a car salesman, there was a guy that I was actually selling a Dodge Durango to that came in and was wearing this. And he told me that there was a kiosk in the mall that had like a bunch of them under the counter. You just had to ask the sales rep. So they had like 2 or 3 left. I actually bought 2 bottles. I used them up, and lo and behold, when I started, reviewing fragrances, it came back to my mind again, and it was readily available, even though it had been discontinued. I just got through looking. This thing is selling for like $225, $250, and you have to go to like Amazon or eBay or check with a collector or something like that. So you got to be asking me like, why are you reviewing it, dude? Because this is what we're looking at. And we're looking at like great fragrances. This is a nice heavy presentation, nice heavy cap, beautiful versatile odor to this thing. I mean, I hate to even use the word odor, but scent. It's just a beautiful, relaxing, very, very versatile scent that they've done away with, like they did Gucci Pour Homme 1, like they did Gucci Envy. There are several Gucci fragrances that were just like really, really good, really mass appealing. Some that if they re-released right now in 2020, people would lose their marbles over. So basically, I'm making this video to say, Gucci, why? To be such a comforting and clean fragrance, there's not many fragrances or any fragrances that come to mind that smell this way. This is actually a very, very easy fragrance to identify. Just like I said, when I smelled that on my customer, I knew immediately. I said, man, you're wearing Gucci Pour Homme 2. He's like, how'd you know? I was like, I used to own it. I love it. So it just bothers me that we're having to just like do away with great fragrances and come out with subpar fragrances. Let me go ahead and tell you the official notes that were for this fragrance, unless you want to drop like $250 on it. Gucci Pour Homme 2 was released in 2007. The notes are bergamot, violet leaves, pimento, black tea, cinnamon, tobacco leaves, musk, myrrh, and olive wood. So the first thing that you get on the forefront in the opening of this fragrance is definitely the violet leaf and that green tea. There's something very calming about it. It's clean, it is very inviting, but yet you also have like that tobacco leaf and myrrh and warm spices that really just play very, very nice together. This is actually one of the most unique uses of tobacco leaf. Normally you associate tobacco leaf with, you know, darker fragrances. There are a few fragrances I've smelled here and there where they've used tobacco leaf with fresh components, but mixing it with the green tea really balances this fragrance out. I've heard people say that, you know, this is a fragrance that, you know, probably would play tug of war with each other, but it don't. It actually works in great symphony together. Now after that violet leaf and that green tea and myrrh and tobacco leaf and cinnamon, you know, does its little symphony, then the musk kind of comes to the forefront. It does lay low, you know, close to the skin. It doesn't have like stellar projection, but I still got like 6 hours, but I don't wear this a whole lot anymore because of it being discontinued. And like I said, you know, like $250 for one like this, get out of here. But it does sit close to the skin. It's inviting. This would be the type of fragrance that would be perfect for the office, which is exactly what I used it for. It would be great for a student, you know, whether they're in high school, a college student. Absolutely great fragrance. So, you know, it sucks to see fragrances like this come and go. I actually was in Asheville with Ashton from Gent Sense and Tommy from Studio Sense a little while back, and we were going over some of the releases from Gucci that just fell to the wayside. Gucci Pour Homme, Gucci Envy. I mean, just like unbelievable fragrances. Not saying that like Gucci just has crap right now, because they do have a few releases that I really like, but they're nothing compared to this or Envy or the original Pour Homme. Even though I wore this fragrance a lot to the office, it was also my go-to scent for like chilling around, you know, like cooking out. I used to love to cook outside. I did it all the time. I don't do it as much as, you know, I did back in the day when I was a single man. I used to love entertaining people, cooking out on the grill and stuff. And I had got numerous compliments from this thing. Even though it sits very close to the skin, it's just a really clean and inviting fragrance. Gucci, shame on you, shame on you. Let's just all just go up in arms and demand that they bring stuff like this back out. If you're looking to sample today's fragrance, go to www.myfragrancesamples.com. Enter our discount code CFR15 to get 15% off. If they don't have the fragrance that we're reviewing today, check. They have hundreds of brands, hundreds of choices, a free sample every time you order, lightning fast shipping, excellent customer service. If you find it cheaper somewhere else, let them know. They have a price match guarantee. Go to www.myfragrancesamples.com. Until next time, be disruptive, wear what you want, when you want, have fun. Subscribe to Carolina Fragrance Reviews, activate that notifications bell, smash that like button, leave us some comments down below. We'll see you next time on Carolina Fragrance Reviews.